Hey everyone, it's been a few months since I made a video, and I know I posted a few times on Facebook and I've announced and I've told you guys about the cool product that we've been working on. It's called Market IQ or Marketing IQ. Product name hasn't been quite decided yet. But we are ready to sign up about 15 to 20 offices. We are not going to let more than those in the next about 30 to 60 days. And obviously, those people who join us early get pretty hefty discounts in the services for the next 6 months. But let me show you what the product does, meaning I am very excited about it. We have two offices already using it. These guys were our very early alpha sites. I'm going to show you what the product does, see if this sounds interesting. I can promise you one thing. If you have liked Practice by Numbers products so far, this is going to change the way you do marketing and the way you look at marketing in your practice, because you have no idea what the marketing is doing for you. You don't know where that money is going. And with this system, you'll be able to understand what's happening. And it's going to help you automate the calculation of return on investment in each of your marketing sources. So we feel it's a big deal. Take a look, and then I'm going to attach a form, and the first 15 people are going to get signed up for beta, and it's going to start from next Monday. If you missed the beta, not a big deal. The product is going to be available to be bought in about 45 days, depending on how quickly the beta goes and how many defects or bugs that we find or enhancements that we may have to work on during that time frame. So here, take a look on what we have built for you. So this right now is a dashboard that the basic Marketing IQ dashboard looks like. But the way this thing works is that with our system now, you have your practice management system connected, and you have a marketing sources. With this, you can track how many leads are being generated from each of your marketing sources. Okay, and then track every one of those calls. Know which ones were new patients, which ones were existing patients, and which of the new patient calls have been converted. For example, we're looking at in the month of December. This office received 93 new leads, out of which 42 were converted, and there were 54 new patients that came out of that. And here's the place where these leads came from. Facebook generated about 2 leads. One was converted and one was not. Google advertisement, 5 leads were generated and only 1 was converted. And that's actually quite surprising for this office, because they're spending most of their marketing budget is going towards Google. Another one is Google Search, which actually for them apparently is creating the highest number of leads. These are people just coming directly from Google, and we can track all this stuff now. You can come down here, you can look at every single lead, where it came from, if the lead was missed, if the lead needs to be worked. You can create flags for your office people to come take a look at it. I think these guys have done exactly that. The call was disconnected. Okay. You can come here and say, show me all of the not converted ones. And here's a list of every single not converted lead. We can go down here and click on categorizing. I mean, you have to do it, but for an office of this size, this is a fairly large office. It's probably about 15 minutes of work every few days. So I would say 15-20 minutes every week. You should be able to get this done, because we are categorizing 80% of the phone calls automatically. These are the ones that never converted. These are the ones that either dropped the call. We don't know what happened with these calls. So these are the ones that you have to categorize. And again, I'm saying it's about 20 minutes of work a week for you guys. Eventually, we will have a service where we will categorize these ones for you, but most people don't need that service. And save the money and just do it 20 minutes. And the incredible information that you get out of it by listening to those calls will actually help you understand what's going on in your practice. Okay. So you come down here, you can look at every single lead. Another thing you can look at is you can bring up the transcription. So instead of having to listen to every single call. All you can do is just quickly scan through the transcript. And another cool thing about this is you can click on any aspect of this or any area of this transcript, and you can go directly to it. So I can come here and I can click right there, and it'll go right to that and start playing from that point onwards. Why is this important? Because you don't have to listen to every single call. That's 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Sometimes it's just easy to listen to look at the transcript and see the first, sentence or two, and you can figure that out. So it goes much faster when you have a transcript in terms of categorization. Okay, so the system will tell you the calls that have not been categorized, and so that you can easily go down and figure out here are the calls that came in that we haven't categorized, and we'll calculate all the automatic ratio. And the cool thing with this is there is really no other effort that your office manager has to do, your office people have to do, because once the call comes in, we know where the patient came from. So even if you don't enter the referral source, we will figure it out. So for example, if you go down over here, here is what that looks like. So with the same kind of patients, the practice management source is right here, which they asked all the patients, where did you hear about us? And they entered all of this. And this is the information that came from the call sources. How cool is that? Now you know exactly where the calls originated. Google search, 25 patients came from there, and the direct hits to the website. So this is only part of the equation. Then we are going into deep ROI analysis. We will also connect your QuickBooks into the MarketIQ. What that means is we can figure out how many people, what's going on in terms of how much money are you spending on Google, or how much are you spending on Yelp, or how much you're spending on Facebook. And we'll connect the 2 and 2 together and show you what your return on investment is on every single marketing source. I don't have that to show you right now. That's under development. It will be available in the middle of beta, but for now I have the basic ROI summary. For example, how many patients were entered, how much production was booked. This is important. This is from your call tracking source. So this office booked $83,000 of production from their new patient sources that are tracked. Now, this is not all the new patients for this office. It's only probably about a third or about a fourth of the new patients. That's the amount of production that has been booked. And what is the total opportunity created? This includes all of the treatment plans that are presented to the patients. So this is the future opportunity. This was either completed or scheduled. This is additional opportunity that's sitting on the table or sitting in the treatment plans. So $148,000. Pretty incredible. And then you can split this up and understand where is that coming from. How much of that came from Google AdWords or the insurance websites, total production versus the new patient production. And like with any part of our system, you can drill down. You can see where is the production coming from. Collections, everything is right here. But this bottom 2 things I like a lot, which is understanding how much treatment is coming from each of the sources. Google search brought a total of 44,000, out of which 21,000 was accepted and 23 was not accepted, meaning it's on the books. It perhaps will get accepted at a later stage, but it's not accepted right now. And you can also do a little bit of an analysis to say, let's look at which has the highest level of acceptance rate. The insurance website, 67%, and your own website. Now, these other 2 ones are pretty small, so I'm not including those. Facebook was at 100%. Self, I'm not sure why somebody has a source called Self. And ZocDoc, apparently, for this office for this month was pretty high. Okay. The other aspects, and this is again, this is the beta. This is going to evolve a lot. One of the other things you want to look at is what is the quality of these patients. So what is the appointment cancellation rate by each of those sources, and what is the failure rate for each of these sources? Meaning, if you get a ton of patients, let's say you do Groupon, and not to knock, everybody knocks Groupon down, but let's say you get Groupon and you're just not sure if those patients are showing up or not in terms of failure rate or treatment. How many people are accepting? Meaning, if you spend a ton of money advertising, let's say with a direct mail, and these people come in, they have tons of treatment, but nobody schedules anything, well, then it's probably not worth your while. So understanding what is other deeper metrics for your marketing is very important to understand what is the treatment acceptance, what is the failure rate, how much production is being scheduled, how much opportunity is being created that can or cannot, may or may not actually get may or may not actually happen. So Google Analytics is fully integrated with the system as well. So now you don't have to look into Google. It'll pull all the information. It'll tell you how many visitors are coming to your website, how many are returning. So new versus returning is important. How many were paid versus the other kind. And you can compare this month to month. Same exact concept. So I can say compare this to auto. Do this in December, their new visitors grew, their returning shrunk, their returning visitors grew. And in these cases, trends are even more important than just looking at month to month, right? Just seeing what's going on. Is the trend changing? Let's say your practice suddenly starts getting fewer patients. You should quickly take a look at it to see what is going on in terms of maybe Google CPCs. Am I getting fewer paid clicks? So this one is very interesting. You don't use it every day, but it's there when you do want to use it. And you don't need a different login. It'll be all integrated into our system. Now, how does all of this work? This works based on what we call dynamic number insertion in all your marketing sources. So what will happen is, as you sign up, you will be able to buy phone numbers from our system. And you'll be able to assign those phone numbers to any of these marketing sources. There's a phone number for this practice. There's a phone number for Facebook, a Yelp phone number, a direct website phone number, Google advertisement. See, they have actually 2 Google advertisement phone numbers because they actually have 2 different campaigns they're running. So if I go down here, they have an emergency campaign and they have a basic Redmond campaign. So with this system, now they'll be able to track to see which of their campaigns is bringing them more revenue, more patients, good or bad, which ones are better. And the same thing can be applied, the same concept can be applied to Facebook or other sources to say if you want to have the same marketing source, but maybe 2 different ads. So you can create those different phone numbers, you can buy additional phone numbers. And once you buy these phone numbers and you put them over here, all you have to do is take the script and put the script on your website. And your IT guys, your website guys, anybody can do it. And once it's installed, the number on the website dynamically updates. And why is that important? Because we want to be able to track a customer from the moment they click your ad or your referral source somewhere. We want to track them, drop a cookie on their computer so that when they call, they're calling on that number. And not just the same time. If they call back for up to, I think, 30 days, that's how it's implemented, we will know where they found you first, because where they found you first is important. And all of this is available. All of this is ready. I'm going to post a form. I think it's pretty darn cool on what this can do, and you can track a lot of things. I invite 15 practices. Perhaps we can extend it to 20, but I would like to limit it to 15. It's first come, first serve. So send me an email, fill that form out, and send it back to me as quickly as possible. And the pricing and everything is going to be in that form. Let me know if you have any questions. You know how to reach us using Intercom or on Facebook. Thanks a lot.